Good morning. Good morning. It is Wednesday, day 16 of our April, trying to get through April. 22 days. I am going to share with you strategies for being your own personal trainer, being your own health coach. But today we're going to talk about do-it-yourself myofascial release. So today you're going to learn how to be your own massage therapist. So it's not to take away from what any of those people do, because I am all for trainers and coaches and therapists. But when that's not an option for you, then absolutely there's so much you can do for yourself in these areas, and it's so important. So myofascial release. Myo represents muscle. Fascia is the tough tissue that surrounds your muscle and even your bones. And due to, say, injury or trauma or strenuous workout, poor movement patterns, or even emotional stress, we develop a sort of a malalignment in that area, in that tissue, that creates what we like to refer to as a knot or a trigger point. And when that trigger point or that knot exists, the surrounding muscles, the other muscles in your body, will move in a way that they're not necessarily designed to, in order to accommodate that dysfunction. So they're trying to help out. They're trying to avoid you from having the pain of that knot. And so myofascial release is releasing that knot, releasing that trigger point, so that your movements can be smooth and the muscles can move the way that they're supposed to. And it doesn't cause further injury, and it helps to recover. So, most often people get stuck on the equipment. So, I told you guys yesterday that we had this slow leak in our kitchen from God knows how long ago. It's just been going on, and so we got restoration people here today, and my house is a virtual wind tunnel with fans and dehumidifiers. So anyhow, like I said yesterday, it's life, and you still have permission to take care of yourself even when life's going on. And not only permission, but you really have a calling to take care of yourself first. Like we said, putting the oxygen mask on yourself first. When you're healthy and strong, you are most effective in your world. And so, thanks for being here. Okay, equipment. So the typical equipment is, did I even grab? Well, I did. I got so much stuff sitting over here. Okay, so like a massage ball. This is like a spiky ball. There's rollers, and you can get spiky rollers. There is really no end to the things that you can get, but they are basically balls and rollers. So, say you don't have those. What are your choices? So, for a ball, just pick a different ball. It doesn't have to be an exact massage therapy ball. It could be a tennis ball, it can be a softball, it can be a stress ball. The difference is going to be the density of it. Now, the more dense the ball is, the more intense that release, the massage is going to be. So you're going to work up to more intensity. So you start out with something light. Like I've got this ball. See, I've got two spiky balls that I use with people, but this one's really squishy. Okay, this one I use with someone who's got like an active plantar fascia in their, really sore arches, heels. Okay, we're gonna work with this more. But someone that's been doing this for a while, they love these. So, okay, so we talked about different balls. Lacrosse balls are good too, if you have those around. Use your hands, okay? You can use your thumbs, your fingers, your fists, and you can use your elbow, although you can't get your elbow many places, but if you have a friend. Anyhow, for the rollers, lots of things you can use for rollers. Anybody got Lysol at home? This is our last can. You can use a can like this, okay, or a rolling pin, which I guarantee to you has been used more for exercise in this house than it ever has been for making pies. So another thing is maybe like a can. So it's all the same shape. So the intensity on all three of these things is pretty intense, right? So what you do, you can wrap it up in a towel. There, you've made it a little bit more squishy, and it can do the same thing for you, okay? What else? You could also use like big PVC pipe. You could use a stick or a broom. You could even use like a frozen water bottle, especially if, you know, depending on the day. And that ice, and depending on what you're dealing with, that ice may help quite a bit. So the other thing that's really helpful is taking 2 balls and putting them in a sock. Okay, so I've got 2 tennis balls in here. You push those all the way down and tie it in a knot. Okay, whoops. So now what you have is called a peanut, because it's got this indentation right here, and this is so nice on your spine. Okay, so you can get your spine in there. You can go all the way from your lower back all the way up to your neck, and massage that area. So probably there's something in your house. Okay, if we were to measure the intensity from like 1 to 10, you definitely want to start out at like a 4 to 7. Err on the side of it's too easy. And the reason for that is, like we talked about before, is so that you can establish consistency, because consistency is what's going to make the difference. Doing this over time, eventually it becomes more of a preventative thing than it does restoration, if that makes sense. Okay, when you're massaging, if you know the direction of the fiber, then you want to massage in that direction. But you can also do like a kneading motion. You can also do a circular motion. Basically what feels good. If you've got a trigger point and you can massage it in a particular way that helps to release the stress there, then that's what's right. That's what you're doing there. It could be from like 10 seconds to 100 seconds. There's not an exact time, but you will feel a release of that, a release of the stress of that particular, like a release of an easing of the sensitivity in that area. Okay, we talked about regular use. You're going to prevent the buildup of tension, prevent injury. So how do you know when it's working? Like I said, you're going to feel that release. But one thing that science says right now, and they didn't say it when myofascial release first came out or was first talked about, but they say it now, the ideal time to do it is before you stretch, before you warm up, before you work out. So ideally what you're going to do is you're going to roll out, stretch out, warm up, and work out. And that sounds like a lot, but what it's doing is, we talked about that malalignment, it's clearing that out so that that muscle can engage for your workout, and it's going to improve the performance of your workout. If that muscle is in distress and it doesn't want to engage, then it's going to encourage the other muscles to work in an improper fashion to accommodate that, and you're going to end up with a poor performance. So, future workouts, while I'm chit-chatting, you're rolling out, okay? And I'm going to go through some of it when we're warming up here, but you just roll out while I'm talking, okay? And then we'll stretch, we'll warm up, and then we'll get to the workout. Okay, you're going to discover that there will be less pain. There will be more of an ease and a smoothness of your movement because the muscles are all engaged properly. A greater range of motion, less stress. The increased blood flow that you're going to create is going to reduce inflammation in the muscles. And then quite simply, it's going to improve your workout performance and recovery. So, yeah, that's about it. We're going to get started. If you got a minute, go grab whatever you have, because we're going to start out with the myofascial release. Stretch out each muscle. I mean, there's probably 1,000 of them that we could do. We're just going to do a handful of them, and then we'll go to our warm up and our workout. All right, let's go. Get all my equipment here. So we're going to start with the back. Now, again, depending on how long you've done this, you know, we also have these foam rollers. I don't use these as often because they are very low density. They're very squishy, and the people I work with have been doing this for a while, so they don't like those as much. But anyhow, the base of your lower back there, you're gonna lift the hips up and roll all the way up to your shoulders here. Okay? That is kind of massaging out your back. Now, if you aren't feeling that, that's where you're going to get the little peanut. You can get that in there, right on your spine, and you can roll it to wherever you feel there's a soreness, there's a trigger spot, and you can go all the way up to the base of your neck. Okay? Taking your time. You're always sticking with whatever's working for you really well. Just stick with that for the moment. Okay? Let's take it down to your calf. So, you don't go behind the joint, but you still get that full length of the muscle in there. Okay? If you find a point that feels particularly tender, you're going to stay right on that point, and you're going to point and flex. And try and get that to release. Okay? When you're rolling this out, you can turn the toes out and get that gastrocnemius from another angle. You can turn it in. And we're going to work our way up. Remember, you are starting out at too easy. I'd rather you start there. You can work up from there, because this really is something that you should do before every workout. Even if you're just going for a run, it's kind of waking up all the muscle fibers. So everything can help out. And you're just taking your time, you're customizing it for you. Okay, for your glutes, you cross one leg over here and tip that knee down. And just like when we're doing a deep glute stretch, you kind of move it around and see where you feel it the most. Good. Look at the other side. Same thing, just kind of leaning into that glute muscle. All right, so I told you we're going to roll it out and we're going to stretch it out. So, right there, take it to that down dog. You're stretching out the back side there, that calf, the glutes, and the hamstring. And then we're going to bring it back down, and you're going to get your quadricep. So, trying to get all the way from the top of your knee, not the top, but right beyond your knee, because you're not going right on the joint, all the way up to your hip, okay? And if you find a point that's sore, you stay right there and you flex and point, flex and point. Good. Take it to the other side. Find that point. If there is one, if there's not, that's fine. You can do shoulders. We'll do some more in other classes here. If you got forearms that are sore, and again, you can use your thumbs and massage it out. But understand that if there is a trigger point there, if there's a knot there, don't just ignore it. It's important to deal with that, okay? We're gonna go ahead and get started with our warm-up. Let's take it side to side. Work your way up. Good, take it all the way up. Okay, equipment you're gonna need today. You're gonna need one heavy weight, 2 medium weights, and like a broomstick or a stick if you have it. Otherwise, a band will be able to do the same thing. Punch it across. A ball or a small pillow, and your bench, or a chair, something that won't slide on you. That sounds like a lot, doesn't it? But it's not. Okay, take a deep breath. Bring it down, all the way down. Move that around. Hands down. There you go, curl it up. Now we rolled out those quads. Let's go ahead and stretch them out. But we want to keep it moving. Basically have 3 segments of our workout today. So for the first one, you're just going to need that small ball or pillow, okay? Let's take it to some knee hugs. Ooh, and I should tell you, if you do have a chance to get a ball like this, it's so fantastic on your feet. So, all right. We are warmed up. We're going to go down to the floor here. And I'll show you what our exercise is going to be. So, I could actually use this ball for what I'm going to do. I could use my medicine ball, anything like that. But what it's going to be, take it down. Remember, your heels are going to be close to your bottom here. We're going to take it up and hold that and just roll that ball back and forth underneath. Obviously, the bigger the ball is, the more you're going to have to really squeeze those glutes and get those hips high to get that ball underneath, okay? But what it's going to be is 20 seconds on and 10 seconds off. So you're going to squeeze as tight as you can, and then we'll rest for 10 seconds. My timer is not cooperating here. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, you ready? There you go. Lift those hips up, squeeze as tight as you can, and just keep rolling that ball back and forth. Keep squeezing. All right, rest. Now, obviously, if you don't have a ball, you can still do the motion. It's just an added incentive to get those hips up high. And if there's any weight to your ball, it's going to add a little bit more resistance to your workout. Let's go again. Here we go. Here you go. Squeeze and tight. Still breathing. And rest. Now you may have to reset your feet because you start to slide away from them. That's okay. Here we go. This is round 3. We are doing 8 of these. I don't know if I mentioned that. Keep going. Keep squeezing high. All right, rest. Okay, this next time, you're going to squeeze those glutes so high. You're going to see if you can get those hips to break the plane that's going between your knees to your shoulders, okay? Here we go. Take it up, squeeze as tight as you can. And once you got that, hold it and start rolling that ball back and forth. There you go, rest. If you want to, you can even bring your knees in to release those glutes a little bit, and we're going back to it. Here we go. Hips as high as you can. Trying to break that plane between your knees and your shoulders. And rest. Okay, what are we, halfway? No, actually, I think that was number 5. Okay. Here you go. High as you can. Can you squeeze a little tighter? Really drive through the heels and squeeze those glutes. It's only for 20 seconds. Make it count. And rest. There we go. Go. Uh-oh, lost my ball. Keep squeezing tight. Okay, 10 more seconds. Can you squeeze just a little bit tighter? Don't hold your breath though. 2 and 1. Release. What have we got? Okay, one more set. This is going to be your best set. Heels are close in. There you go. Hips are as high as possible. Last 5 seconds, as tight as you can. And rest. Good job. Go ahead and bring those knees in. Let's bring it up. Okay. For the next one, all you need is your bench or your chair that is not going to move on you. Okay? What it's going to be, there's no time on it, but what it's going to be is 1 push-up, knee, and knee. We're going to do that 5 times, 5 times 5, 5 sets of 5. You can absolutely do it on the floor. Do a full push-up, and then do a knee up and a knee up. You can do it against the wall. Get as far away as you can, push up, knee, and knee. You're going to take it to the level that makes sense for you, okay? When you're doing that knee, you are trying to get a little bit of a crunch in there. So it's not just the motion of knee, knee, it's a little bit of a crunch, okay? So we're going to try our first set. Pick whatever level you're at. Get a strong torso. Elbows are going to point to the back. Down. There's a crunch. There's a crunch. This is 2. 3. 4. And 5. Okay? We got 1 set done. Just kind of shake it off a little bit. Get ready for set 2. If you need to change the difficulty level, then now's the time to do that. Because this is all customized for you. Okay? Because we've got 4 more sets just like that one. Alright, get ready? Get your strong torso first. Push up. 2. Reset that plank in between. This is 3. 4. And 5. There you go. 2 down, 3 to go. Just take a moment. Let yourself recover. Take a breath. Take a drink of water. And then we're going to get to set 3. Okay, strong plank. crunch, extend, crunch, extend. It's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Here you go, set number 4. Strong plank. You're making each part of the movement purposeful, with intention. Good. Okay, we got one more set. Remember, when you're in the top of the plank, elbows are just a little bit flexed. You don't locken them out. Okay? Here's our last one. Strong plank, elbows flexed. Whoops, I forgot my other knee though. This is 3, 4, and 5. Good job. Good job. All right, we are on to the third portion of our workout today. And what it's going to be is groups of 10. I've got 5 exercises for you. We're doing 10 of each exercise, and we're going to drop off the last one each round through. So for that first round, you're just doing that 5th exercise just that one time, and then we're not going to see it again. Okay, so we'll go over the exercises real quick. I still got my bag of rice. I'm going to use that for my rainbow squats. So what it is you're going down, take it up over your head, and down. That's your rainbow squat. Okay, so you got a little bit of shoulder action in there. But you can absolutely use one heavy weight. You could use a backpack with books in it. You could even use like a carry-on suitcase. I mean, there's really no end to the options. So there's no excuse. We got this. Quarantine or not, we got this. Okay, so that's the first exercise. Second exercise is going to be, they call a seesaw row. So you're hinging at the hips, flat back. You're gonna pull, what's the best way to look at this? Maybe like this. You're gonna pull one arm up at a time, pause, and then the other one up at a time. So what I am looking for, which hopefully if you have a mirror you can see, or maybe just sense it in yourself. This is what I don't want. I don't want like this, okay? Your torso is solid, your back is flat. The only thing that's moving is your arms with that pause at the top. That's the second exercise. The third one is toe to bar. And I just put everything in the way so that you can't see me. So, let me change that. You need something to hold on to. For me, I just grabbed a couple of heavy weights because I usually hold on to my treadmill, and that's kind of off camera there. So, anything that's solid. It could be the edge of your couch, okay? You're gonna lift the feet up, and you're looking to get those hips off the ground. Let's do it this way, okay? So, knees are bent, it's gonna be easier, right? You're gonna modify it for you though. If you can get those legs completely extended, get them over your face, and lift the hips up, that's what you're doing, okay? Hello. One of our weights, this is for your shoulders. One of your medium weights, whatever it is, you're gonna circle around, bring it back to center, circle around. Okay, so it's a strength training for your shoulders from all angles. Last one we're gonna do is an overhead squat. So, whether you have a broomstick, a stick, and this is where I said you could also use a band, okay? You can also use a band. You're just gonna add tension there, pull it strong, a little bit wider than shoulder width. You're sitting down in the hips, okay? With those arms up, you can see I'm looking for an alignment there where the weight is over my heels and that weight, the band or the bar is over your shoulders. So that's what we're gonna do today. Let me get my timer just so I know where I'm at. All right, so you got everything? We're gonna start with that rainbow squat. There's no time on this. You're gonna work at your own pace. Okay, so here we go. Let's take it down, lift up and over. This is 2. All my rice is shifting on me. This is 3, 4, 5, slow and controlled, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Here's your rows. Need those 2 medium weights. Hinged at the hips. I'll do it this way so you can see my shoulders. And each time up is 1. Pause at the top. You got long back, long neck. And there's really no rest at the bottom because those elbows are still engaged, even when they're at the bottom. Let's go 2 more. Good. Okay, here we're going our toe to bar. Whatever you got. Grab onto the edge of that couch. There you go. Let's hips up. There's 1. There's 2. Keep it slow and controlled. Keep that back safe by keeping those abs in strong. Last one. Good. Okay, we got our velo here. 1 medium weight. Start out in front, athletic stance. Take it all the way around and reverse it. Now I'm trying to keep my torso solid. It's not moving around, just my arms. Last one. Good. Okay, last exercise of this round, using the bar or band, and you can absolutely just, hold both ends of a towel or something. Just to get those arms up and back, okay? And we're doing 10 squats. Here you go. Take it all the way down, all the way up. Keep pressing those arms back. Keep breathing. We got 2 more. Good. That is it for those, because we are taking those off the bottom of the list. All right, grab my marker. I'm gonna make sure we know. We're going back to the top of our rainbow squats. So, your 1 heavy weight, bag of rice, backpack, whatever you got. Here we go. Take it down, up and over. Double check what your feet are doing. Your weight's over your heels. Those toes are trying to grip the mat. Abs are pulled in. got 2 more. Good. Okay, here's your alternating rows. Again, flat back, hinged at the hips, up and pause. Don't want your shoulders moving at all. Okay, toe to bar. And you can tell if your shoulders are moving on that one because the weight that's hanging down is going to go down lower, and you don't want that. Okay, here we go. Strong core, keeping that back safe. Lift the legs up. Press those heels towards the ceiling. This is 6. Two more. And last one. Good. Going back to your feet. It's the last time for halos. One medium weight. Here we go. All the way around and reverse it. Everything else in your body is held strong. Got one more. All right, that is it for halos. Going back to the top of the rainbow squats. All the way down, all the way up. This is 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. Go into our rows. This is the last time for these. Okay? Shoulders square, hinge at the hips, long flat back, and row 1. Pause at the top. Now, if you sense that extended arm, that weight going down, that means your shoulders are shifting, and you don't want that. This is 8, 9, and 10. Very good. Take a toe to bar for the last time. Go, get that core engaged to protect your back, and then take it up, press those heels up. If it's too hard, you've got the knees bent, tap down, and then try and get those hips up. But you're modifying it for you, even if you're modifying every other one, as you're increasing in strength. I cannot talk and count at the same time, so I think we have 3 left. Good, one more. Very good. All right, get that off the list. We're going back to the top. Rainbow squats. Here, Here it is, all the way down, up and over. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bent over rows. Last time for these. Hinging at the hips. Do you feel that tension in your hamstring? Shoulders square. Up and pause. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's it for them. Okay, we're going back to rainbow squats. This is going to be the last time for these. And then we're going to stretch it out. But here you go. All the way down, up and over. This is 6, 7, 1 more. Excellent. Make yourself some room. We're going to stretch it out. When you're ready, take it to the floor. Full body stretch. Here we go. Got it? Remember, we're doing active stretch right here. You're pulling your fingers away from your toes, and then you're relaxing. And now pay attention to that breathing. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Again, deep breath. And exhale, just sink into the floor. When you're ready, bring one knee up. Pull that across. Try and relax into that rotation. Never just going through the range of motion, or going through the motions. Try and get that range in there. Let's bring it back, drive that heel out, and take it up. Good tension in there, and then add the arms in a little bit further. Hold it, work that ankle. Heel to your knee. Let's lift it up. Your focus is on the glutes of the top leg. You should feel that stretch in there. Move it around until you do feel it. Also hugging that knee in until you feel that stretch in that other glute. Good. When you're ready, switch sides. Start with that knee up. Pull across. And here you're pushing this knee forward. Trying to keep that shoulder on the mat. Head back to center. Drive it out. Find that good place of tension and work the ankle. Feel to your knee. Very good. When you're ready, go ahead and flip that over. Hands outside your rib cage. Press up. Long, long neck. Shoulders are down. Try and relax that core. Let those hips lower. And then go ahead and sit back in the hips. Reaching out with fingertips. Good. Tuck the toes underneath. Lift the hips up. Working your way back to your feet. Curl it up. And you did it. All right. Thanks for getting up with me. We'll talk more about the myofascial release in other sessions, but just be looking around your house for items that you can use, and you can do it any time. But don't ignore those trigger points, those places that hurt. Go ahead and work them out so that your muscles can work together well and not in a dysfunctional manner. So that is it. Take a deep breath and go live today well. Thanks. I'll see you tomorrow.